And so it says, I am live, and that means you're live as well. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka Gotbot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, you did it that time, please hit the bell. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up on the channel. Things like reviews, things like stop motions, things like these live streams. And this, of course, is Thursday night. So it's time for the live show, and we have a bunch of stuff to cover. This is an action-packed show tonight. Now, that being said, I just want to get a couple of things ready. We have a bunch of stuff to go over. Like I said, it's an action-packed show. Hope it's going to be a good one for me and for you. So, that being said, let's do this. And you guys know by now, I think, to bear with me a minute till things get set up here. I think you guys know by now. We will go, and we will go here and set it up a bit. Okay, so I see we got David here. Little Prime, I'm glad you're here. And Maximal 10, you're here. Great. If I tap your head, the bell will be much louder. Yeah, I guess the bell will be much louder. You're smart. I think you're smart. Okay, so we have a bunch of things to go over. First things first, just a little note from last week here on the show. We talked about the Canada Mint doing 2 coins. And Starscream Wife said that she wanted at least one of those coins, thought we should have one. And indeed, it has been ordered. It is on the way. When it shows up, we're going to do a review of a piece of money here on the channel. That's right. How often do you see a review of a piece of money? An actual piece of money. It looks really cool. I'll let it speak for itself when the time comes, but that is on the way, up and coming as well. I have a Skywarp on the way. I said last week that when I look at Skywarp, it'll be a custom along with a couple of the Target Masters, Battle Masters, whatever you want to call them. It's not really the Phantom Strike Squadron, but it's kind of the Phantom Strike Squadron. So that too is on the way. Now, the last time that a good friend of the channel, the same good friend of the channel, sent me something, I detailed it. It was the Bumblebee cassette pack. And when he sent it, it went from Quebec out to the western side of Canada, all the way back to Quebec, back east. So I'm really hoping that that's not going to happen again this time. We'll see how it goes, but it's on the way, man. It's on the way. So that's just a couple of kind of tidbits from last week. We are still waiting on. I have a couple of pre-orders in that I'm waiting on for things to review up and coming. Should be within the next month, I think. Namely Ratchet, as well as Nightbird and Zetar. One of the Power Dashers. All 3 of those are on pre-order, and sometime through September, I'm hoping to take a look at them here. See how it goes. See how it goes. I'd still like to have the other 2 Power Dashers, but I've mentioned that before as well. And interestingly, Nightbird and Zetar, when they were first revealed, I believe they were revealed as Takara Tomy Mall exclusives. And I expected that when they got released here in the Selects line, that we were going to get them for a premium cost. We didn't. Got them for the normal deluxe price point, which I found very, very interesting as well. Just today, I managed to score Red Alert. So we'll take a look at Red Alert coming up, as well as Brunt. So we're going to take a look at Brunt coming up and see how well he interacts with Trypticon, just like we did with Cog and Fort Max, just like we did with Six Gun and Metroplex. We're going to do the same thing here. And a Reflector. The rest of Reflector is on the way, ordered. First time they've shown up around here. I was surprised to see any of them. when I left, because I'm not one of these guys who wants to buy up everything that I see, when I left, there were still some figures on the shelf. So hopefully somebody else is a little bit closer in filling their Wave 3 collection as well. Okay, so I'm going to just check in quickly with the comments. Then we're going to go back over some sightings and some news and some kind of reveal-y type of stuff. I just see that there's been a few comments coming in here. MWG, good evening to you, my friend. Missed last week. Last week's live stream was early. We had plans. We were going out. It is what it is. We're about to blow through. When storms blow, I hope that the storm didn't do you any harm, my friend. Dave, be careful, Maximum 10. Gotbot. I get upset. David, I'm such a passionate man. I get so upset about things. When I see injustices done, that's what I'll say. I get upset when I see injustices done. I'm like a superhero, I'm like a superhero. But Maximal 10, he knows me well enough that he knows what buttons he can and cannot push. He only gets upset when you give him ultra weird Chinese bots. That's true. I do get upset with ultra weird Chinese bots. They're just so Snoke there. Let's see. Funny how they showed in your country a day after. Yeah, I know. I agree, MWG. It's funny how they show that just a day later. Just going down here real quick. And of course, Starscream wife chiming in, letting us know what she's been doing. It's a great show, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Yeah, everybody says hello to her. Oh, okay. So I'm going down through some of the sightings. We're going to go through these as quickly as I possibly can. The Mighty Mugs Wave 2 we're seeing this past week. They're kind of super deformed. A lot of people know what the Mighty Mugs are. They're not for me, but I'll say this: they're pretty cute, pretty happy. The Windblade looks particularly happy. The Soundwave is particularly the cutest from Wave 2. And the most boring or inaccurate, I think, is Grimlock from Wave 2. I don't know. Like, it's Grimlock, but I don't know. Like, his head sculpt looks kind of boring if you've seen it. Nevertheless, they have been shown. Still, they're all pretty happy lads. Let's see. Transformers Galaxies, a companion comic series, was kind of unveiled, I guess, in the last week or so. And in issue 1, they're going to kind of do the backstory of the Constructicons, and like, that's cool. I'm not big on the comics. However, I will say this: it's nice to see a series that sort of focuses on more characters that aren't necessarily like in the main story, so that we get more of the universe that they're building fleshed out. I think that's pretty cool at the very least. We also found out that Cyberverse Chapter 2 premiered this week in France with the first 4 episodes, and we've kind of seen brief descriptions for the first 12. It looks like a lot of stuff centers on the moon and the discovery of the Allspark. I don't know. I think Chapter 2 is promising. I think that I'm not a big fan of the 15-minute intervals, but I feel like as the series goes on, it is getting better. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's better than what the earlier episodes were. We'll see what Chapter 2 holds as it finally rolls out here in North America. Nah and Deadlock, though everybody has called it Drift, Nah and Deadlock have been spotted in Canada, not in my neck of the woods yet, but I think Nah is going to be a very popular one because a lot of people missed out on the Titans Return version. And indeed, because he's kind of a deluxe class size, I might be informed myself. When and if I see him. We also had reveals for the Studio Series line coming out of Fan Expo this past week, which here in Canada is kind of like our version of SDCC. And we saw the 07 movie Voyager Megs. Looks glorious if you're in for that plane mode, although I found the plane looked more like the Last Night type of plane than it did the original movie Megatron plane. I don't know. Maybe they mashed the two a little bit. It looks really good, though. We saw Voyager Mixmaster, which I think actually looks excellent. And for as weird of a robot mode as Mixmaster is known to have, I think that this new Voyager figure looks pretty great in both modes. We have Leader Scavenger. He's a big wheel on top of another wheel with a little face and weird arms. It's definitely Scavenger, and he's definitely big. And he's definitely weird. I don't know how functional he is. Scavenger. We all know what movie Scavenger is like. It's a weird lad. And then we have Leader Class Shockwave. What are they doing, man, with all the Leader Class Shockwaves? The Leader Class Shockwave, I'm pretty sure, is a slightly remolded Voyager Class Megatron mold use. The same Voyager Class Megatron that I used to make Violin Jiger. It's a great mold. I could see remolding and retooling certain parts of it to give us a Shockwave, and it's a pretty cool looking Shockwave, and it does come with brains, a little brains figurine, and a little wheelie figurine, and like a nest operative who's like a parachute man. I don't know if these 3 little figurines is what makes it Leader Class. Admittedly, when you extend the body, it's more Leader Class, but this is one of those cases where I feel like it's a good looking Shockwave. It probably should be a Voyager, not a Leader. And it's probably not really worth the Leader price point. But that's just me. That's just me. We had some interesting Toy Hacks sets, kind of not unveiled, so to speak, this week. I mean, they've been around for a little bit, but they've only sort of been kind of shown off this week. And most of them are pretty great, especially the ones for the Rainmakers. But I found the one for Siege Springer a little weird because it makes his whole chest kind of yellow. And I feel like it's supposed to be green. I think a lot of the other stickers on Springer look really cool, but I don't think I would use the chest one. Maybe the Wrecker symbol. Maybe the Wrecker symbol, but I don't know. I wasn't sold on the chest one. We saw General Grant revealed, which is a War Within Optimus Prime with his trailer, and his trailer can attach to him. I think that thing looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you're in for the War Within aesthetic. I'm not usually in for it, but hey, to each their own. And also coming out of Fan Expo, we had news about the potential future of the live action films because the legendary Peter Cullen and Frank Welker were on hand. And the idea came up that it seems like going forward, they are more interested in sticking in line with G1. And at least those 2 actors would like to see a lot of the original G1 voice cast come back under the same family umbrella and voice the characters that they're known for and make it extremely G1. I think fans would love that. Absolutely love that. Now, there's a couple, obviously, you could and would have to replace. And there are talented voice actors out there that can really mimic those original voices very, very well. But for getting as many of the originals as you could, I think that'd be fantastic. I mean, they kind of did that sort of with Devastation, and that worked out really well. I mean, they didn't do it perfectly with Devastation, but like enough that when you heard, Sideswipe, you were like, oh, that's Sideswipe. When you heard Bumblebee, you're like, yes, that's Bumblebee, So like, I think that's a good move to go in if that's how they decide to go forward. I would say that it's more of a hope from Frank Welker and Peter Cullen than an actual kind of spoiler. It's probably a little bit more than a rumor, but we'll see if it comes to fruition. I'd love to see it come to fruition. And then finally, for our kind of things on display from the week, we had Hasbro Singapore put on a display where they showed the upcoming Omega Supreme and Countdown. Both look tremendously good. It's the best that I've seen Omega Supreme look yet. I'm still not sold on the yellow upper chest, but overall, he looks big and blocky and imposing, just as Omega Supreme should. I think it looks really good. Honestly, me personally, I'm excited for Countdown. I'm hoping to get a Countdown, but we'll see how that goes. But he looked really good. We also saw on display in that same show Barricade from Wave 4, Mirage from Wave 4, and Impactor from Wave 4. They all look good. I'm definitely in for Impactor and Mirage. Barricade, we'll see. Maybe I might be in for Barricade. We also saw the 35th anniversary Optimus Prime in a lot of different poses. That's the one with the cell shading. It's not for me. I can see how it's for certain people, but I'm not going to trade out my Siege Optimus for the cell shaded one. If you skipped the original Siege Optimus, or you want to trade out, I can see the argument for it. I really can. It's not for me, but definitely to each their own. And last but not least, we got some pictures of the fan boat trio. I've already said I wanted Aragon, the Battle Dasher. The clear Mirage that's in it, it still looks good. I mean, it's blue, but like the Mirage, I think turned out really, really well. I'm really impressed with it. And the blue one still looks really impressive if you're down for that. The Impactor. I don't know the character well enough, but I do like the look of the, I'll admit, I like the look of the head in the 3-pack the best. I think I'm fine with the kind of general mass retail release, but I can definitely see how fans who know him from the comic very well would be like, no, I want the Impactor with the it's almost like a gladiator helmet head type of thing, and I think it looks really cool. But I think that's kind of all of the reveals for the week. So just so you know, because I'm going to go back and check the comments here, we still have a few things to cover, like the kind of business from the week. A few, I'm going to say, potential spoilers for things up and coming, maybe just nuggets that have, whisked by me, and I've given you guys a lot of these little nuggets and rumors that I've heard, in other live streams in recent weeks, and more often than not, they have come true pretty quickly and proven to be true. I don't know if these will be, but I'm going to pass along to you the information that came to me. And of course, we're going to preview the next episode of Universal Collision premiering tomorrow, Allegiances. So we're going to go back here, and I really need to kind of scroll up and see what's here a bit. Master Fair, welcome. Marvelous Prime, welcome. No, you're not really late, Marvelous Prime. You missed me talking about kind of some of the reveals and sort of some things that I have coming up for a review this week. Nothing too much, man. Episode 3, Marvelous Prime is tomorrow. I also never got a reply to my. I don't know if I saw your email, Marvelous Prime. If I did and didn't reply, I'm sorry. I'll check again when I get the time, or you can resend another message. Spotty connection. Sorry, David. I totally forgot about the live stream today. Hey, Sam. We already stated, but I ordered the. Yes, she did order the coin. I see it. I want it. I like it. I know it's the song. I know it's the song. I got Long Haul yesterday. Oh, good for you, Dragonfly. Do you like him? Because I saw Deluxe review him. Deluxe was disappointed in him a bit, and Deluxe loves everything. Those coins are great looking. We ordered blah 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 brains. Hopefully Megatron and for Shockwave. Huh? Hopefully they've beefed up the Megatron mold. I don't think so. The cannon arm looks a little beefed up for Shockwave, Sam, but otherwise the shoulders might be a little remolded. There's definitely a new head. Otherwise, I think it's pretty similar. Pretty similar. Let's see. Maybe you could sell off some of Gotbot's organs to finance the coins. Well, I got a few to spare, I guess. I don't like using the for Shockwave. No, you know what? Starscream Wife just said it there that she don't like using the Megatron mold for Shockwave because Megatron is Megatron, and I showed it to her, I think she was okay with it, but she wasn't sold on it. I can see why. I don't know. I think a lot of people are gonna have to see it in hand. I have my Siege Shockwave. There's my Shockwave. Chris, hi. I can't. That's there. Yeah, David Hill can be dark sometimes, but we love him anyways. Let's see. But no Casey Kasem is Cliff Jumper. But I wish I could, I wish that we could have Casey Kasem as well. You'd have to replace Cliff's voice. Yeah, definitely. You're right. The animator, nice to see you. Really? Well, welcome to the channel. Now you can see a different side of me instead of just the cranky old man in the classroom. Now you can see the cranky old man on the live stream. Tell you though, figure based on the 2007 movie tie-in game version of Shockwave, a triple changer turns into an Apache. What? Oh, what you'd love to see, Sam? Yeah, that triple changer. That'd be interesting. As a Shockwave, or did I read wrong there? A Shockwave triple changer who turns into an Apache helicopter and a howitzer cannon. I don't even know how that would work. I'm not even sure how that would work. It's creative, but I'm not even sure how it would work. Didn't he also play Smokescreen? He played a bunch of voices. Maximal 10. He actually done, a nice few voices. So he would definitely be missed. But I mean, somebody who can do a decent Casey Kasem impression might be able to pull it off. He was upset about the Carabamia episode. You're right. Hey, folks. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Going down. Ninja Bill, great to see you. Don't worry about being late, my friend. Listen. You came in now. It's no better time than now, my friend. And going down Larkin, glad to see you here. I might try finding the alternate for my siege. Optimus, because unfortunately he has what's wound up really looser. He can't hold up his axiom. Really? Was your Siege Optimus, Sam, loose at a box, or is this something that's developed over time? Very interesting. Sent you a message. Sent you a message. Okay. Okay. Don't worry about. Okay. Boys having a conversation. They're not even paying attention to me, right? The live show. We all know that the live show is really about the chat, right? It's not about the show. It's about the chat. Okay. So the two biggest things are done. Business. Very quickly, it was announced just today that Toys R Us Canada is going to be launching a new website in conjunction with Jeffrey's birthday bash the first week of September. So next week, I guess. I don't know what this new website is going to be. I have heard nothing about it. Hopefully it's more user-friendly. I don't know. Although I find the site now pretty user-friendly, so I'm not really sure what's going to come of it. It's also been stated that they're going to be opening 2 new stores, not in primary markets like Toronto, for example. So it'll be interesting to see where those 2 new stores become located. And they're my understanding is they're kind of middle-sized stores, so we'll see what comes of it. And apparently, the president of the company is stepping down. She's going to another position, so they're going to be searching for a new president. It sounds like things are going well for Toys R Us, and I'm happy to see it. That being said, the distribution is still pretty bad, man. I was glad to be able to support that company by getting the Siege 10 pack. Hopefully there will be some other exclusives coming along. I've heard that there should be, so we'll see what happens. But like when I look at our local right now, we do have some Wave 2 Voyagers there with Starscream and Soundwave, but I haven't seen anything beyond the Wave 1 of the Siege Deluxes there, and I don't remember the last time I saw something new from Studio Series. There's a wall of Cyberverse that's not really moving. And there's still a bunch of, and I'm shocked that this is the one that's left. There's still a bunch of the Last Night Cogman there. We haven't had any Studio Series Cogman from what I can see, but the Last Night Cogman is there. A bunch of them. Cogman, shell forming. Who knew? But he's a fantastic toy. If you've never had him, get him. He's fantastic. So good news there. We also had some news from Hasbro today. First things first, the Unicron backing has been extended to October the 6th. Here's the thing. I have a lot of problems, and I've been really vocal about it. Enough that I know that there are people that have been annoyed with me about it, and I've touted many times, like fool and their money soon parted, and the sucker's born every minute. I've said it, and here's the thing: it was going to fail. It was due to end tomorrow, and I don't care what anybody says. It was going to fail. But you see, they've had one success with that barge, and they've had one failure with Cookie Monster. So right now they're kind of on the fence. If you want to make it look like this whole HasLab concept is viable, you can't have 2 out of 3 failures. It's just not good business sense. So they're doing everything in their power now to try and ensure that anybody who's on the fence or anybody who's stated, I need more time to get the money together, will now have more time to do so by extending the deadline to October 6th, which I find really funny because all along leading up to this, they were saying, no, there's these overseas sellers and they have about 6,000 ordered. No, they didn't. That was a lie. That was an outright lie. We're definitely there. That was a lie. It wasn't true. And they knew it, so that's why they've extended it. It's as simple as that. You can say what you like. You can support it. You cannot support it. But the facts and the figures don't lie. It is what it is. That being said, I've also said all along that justifying this price point and backing this thing means that you're going to get, price increases justified across the board. And I've had a bunch of people who have said, no, you won't, because this isn't mainline. Actually, it is mainline. It's labeled as Siege, so it's mainline. Whether it comes out in store or not, it's labeled as Siege, so it is mainline. And what is the other thing that was announced? Toys across the board are getting price increases to protect retailers. How about just stop protecting the retailers and start protecting the customers and winning the customer's business by offering good products at competitive prices? Why is this such a hard concept? It's logical economics. You win customers by enticing them with good products at reasonable prices. That's not crazy, man. It's not crazy. But it was announced that we are getting price increases. Now, will this apply to Transformers? They didn't specify what toys are going to get increases or by how much, but we just got here in Canada $10 per deluxe increase. We just got $10 per Voyager increase, and we just got I think it was another $10, $15, I think it was, increase on leader class. Like, no, I'm done with the increases. I don't accept you saying that that's your solution. And people have said Goldner needs to say it because he can't tell investors, hey, we're going to be losing profits or whatever. We got to deal with these U.S. tariffs or something. I'm not American, so I don't follow it. I don't want your baggage with your tariff war with China. Thanks. Our dollar is struggling enough, so I'm not interested. Thanks. You can keep it. How about you increase the prices, like, in places that dollars are strong enough to take it? Canada, we can't take it. The market isn't going to be able to sustain it because guess what? It's barely sustaining it now with the prices that things are. They're not flying off the shelf. It's just not. What you need to do is come up with better solutions. And if Goldner cannot come up with a better solution, maybe he should step down. Maybe his time as president of the company should be done if he has no more creative solutions to their problems than to make price increases that are passed on to the consumer. I don't think that's good enough. I don't think that's doing your job. I think that's being very, very lazy. There you go. That's the truth of it. That being said, I've also said that the company has made wrong move and wrong decision after wrong move and wrong decision since 2017. I do think that for anybody who would like to back this and who would like to get the funds together, can't even pretend that I'm not, somebody who sees the positive in it, because I very much do. I think that this is a good business decision, listening to the fans and saying, look, we're going to give you more time. Now, it's interesting that they said all along, we cannot give any more time. It has to be the end of August. That's all the window we can give. And now all of a sudden, magically, they can give until October the 6th. I have a funny feeling October the 6th was the plan all along. But I think it's a good move. It's the first good move that I've seen them make, the first wise business decision I've seen them make in 2 years. I don't know. Maybe there's hope for them yet. I know. I ranted. Okay. So I'm going to go back and check here because that's the business side of things done. Some people probably mad at me at this point, or hopefully you've just been ignoring me in my rant. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This week, we also had the review go up of the 2019 Bumblebee ornament. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm excited about the thing. I'm not even a bee guy, and I think that thing turned out really well. I love it. So just going back here, I know that there was a lot of people talking, blah, blah, blah. See what I can pick up on. Can't do Casey Kasem, but apparently I sound like I could see Maximal 10 sounding like Rod Roddy. Absolutely. Don't worry about the money just yet. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to let the boys have their chit chat. I call it multitasking. Fair enough, Ninja Bill. Green Turtle Gaming, glad to see you here, buddy. Cybertron is great for the 2017 film. Is okay. Hopefully the others are better. Trade your Target stores for having Toys R Us again. You know what, David? I would gladly take Target over Toys R Us. I loved our Target. I thought it was the nicest shopping experience, and it always had figures early, so I would gladly take it back. Absolutely, in a heartbeat. Maybe Toys R Us will have the Rainmakers, and I hope MWG that they do get the Rainmakers. I've heard a rumor that here in Canada they may be getting the Rainmakers, but it will be a little later in the fall. I hope, fingers crossed, I hope that's true. I even heard a rumor that they might get Red Wing. Big fingers crossed. I'd be cool if Walgreens exclusives here in Canada became EB Games exclusives. Fine. If Target exclusives in the US became Toys R Us exclusives here in Canada, cool. I'm cool with that. I'm down with that. See, Starscream wife misses Target so much. We used to, you see the commercial with the whole Target run and done. Like, that was us. That was us all the time. We loved it. Let's see. Power of the Spark. Interesting, Ninja Bill. I saw that same Megatron just a couple of days ago. I'll be interested to see your thoughts on that Megatron, actually. And Starscream wife is right. Going down here. Let's see. We do miss TRU and since 94 at least. Inu Tabby, glad that you're here, buddy. Just got from mowing the grass. I gotta do mine too. I have little trees starting to come up like out of the lawn, and you always gotta kind of cut the little trees off before they grow and actually become trees. The Cookie Monster over unit. Yeah, we should have backed Cookie Monster. He looked adorable. Sam, something I've thought about from main Decepticons, so to speak. Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, Ben. Just think. Who would you consider the fifth for the main Decepticons? Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave. Oh, are we talking like season one? Because I feel like you'd have to put Thundercracker and Skywarp in there. If we're not talking just season one, then honestly, I think I'd probably throw in like Cyclonus. That's a hard question. I think I'd be top six, not top five. Going down here quickly, guys, and if I'm missing any of these, I'm trying to get through them a bit quicker. So, retail doesn't care. Transformer section at Walmart is sad, even though they sell quickly. Star Wars is mostly missing. That's because the prices. MWG just said, like in Walmart, you see a sad Transformer section and Star Wars is mostly missing. That's because the prices have gotten to the point where these stores are beginning to say, why are we stocking our shelves with it? It's not really selling. Or they're saying, we're only going to have a very small order because it's only a small amount that's going to move. And we know that this small amount will move. But once that's gone, we're good. We've gotten our money's worth out of it. I've always been a big fan of low cost and making your money on volume, but that's just me. I'm very liberal minded that way, I guess. I could agree with the price increase. Yeah, I'm tired of it. I can't believe that they announced another one. And they said they won't do it before the holiday season of 2019. It shouldn't do it at all. It was just done last year. And not a small one. I can't speak for what the price was in the States, but going up $10 a figure is going up a third of the cost. That's an insane price increase in one swoop. Shockwave once said, but that's incredibly inefficient. Yes. Come on. Does this affect the US? Whoa. Hashtag this ain't capitalism, folks. Don't. Whoa. The Dinosaur Planet getting really political in the comment section. Wow. Wish I was in Canada. Canada's pretty nice. We have maple syrup and Tim Hortons coffee, which is delicious coffee for me. I like it. Not everybody does. I do. Because mainly care about they do mainly care about shareholder paychecks and padding their own retirement savings, of course, which is exactly where Warden and Goldner are. They're trying to get as many increases in as they can to build their retirement. Who wouldn't do that? That's exactly why all this is happening. I won't pay $50 for Shockwave, nor will I pay over $20 for a deluxe. I think that they're going to take you to task, David, to see, will you pay over 20? Are you really sure that you don't want it bad enough that you're willing to pay 23? It's only $3 more. Come on, you know you want to. Like, that's the way I feel like this sort of increase is being approached. Like, they're trying to, they're trying to entice you. And I don't like it. I don't like that way of doing business. We didn't complain. We liked it. We loved it. What day, Chris, did you grow up in? My parents always complained about prices when I was little. My grandparents did too. There's never known a time when they weren't complained about. Yeah, turning to 3P and KO might be the way to go. Honestly, it might be the way to go. I can't even pretend that it might not be the way to go. Owned by GameStop up there. GameStop is having EB Games is tied to GameStop, but I think it's Canadian owned up here. And I don't think that they're in trouble. I think that they're in an expansion mode, to be honest with you. Now I could be wrong, but Maximal 10 point out like KBB, Jinbao, Wei Jiang. I think that they're very potentially the way of the future if they keep their costs down. Absolutely. Mech Fans Toys, another good one. Lost Planet. Oh, good one, Chris. Lost Planet, definitely. Crimson, hey, buddy. Going down here. By the way, I pointed out that there's a site where you can look for older Hallmark ornaments, like the keepsake ones. And somebody, I don't remember who it was now, but somebody came and said the Optimus on there was like $200. Look, man, I didn't guarantee the prices. I just said that there's a site that you can keep checking. I don't know what the prices are like on it. Yeah, Crimson's great to see you, buddy. If I didn't already say that, going down here pretty quickly. Dude, I remember when deluxes were $9.99. Beast machines. Everybody's talking about $9.99 stuff. Here's the thing: deluxes were $12.97 when I started collecting again in 2012. This is 2019. This is 7 years later, and we're now gone from $12.97 to $29.99, and they're talking about another increase. When does it stop? There is nothing on this planet that increases that fast, that exponentially. I've never known any product anywhere, anything to go up like that. Nothing. I can't think of one product in any field that goes up that much at all. Video games haven't. Food even hasn't. Gas hasn't. I don't know anything that's gone up that much. $5 and good. You know what, David? It's funny. I can remember when we were able to get the Beast Hunters Deluxes for $5 on clearance, and like that was great. That was in late 2013, early 2014, and they went on clearance for $5. So there you go. Let's see. College goes up that quick. You're saying Larkin's saying college goes up that quick? Didn't hear. There have been increases to tuition, but I go back to. Yeah, I mean, we're in a tuition freeze. So actually, yeah, they haven't gone up. And there's been a tuition freeze a bunch of times. But like, I go back to what I paid in 96, 97, 98, and it's not up that much more, to be honest with you. A few times return were on pretty cheap. You're right. Crimson, let's see. 2006 Deluxe for $750. Wow, that's crazy, man. Okay, so going on, because we're getting toward the end now. A few spoilers, just a few little spoiler things that have, can consider all of this that I'm about to say now just rumor. It's just things that I heard through the grapevine going around. So don't take it at face value, but if you ever see anything confirmed about it, don't be surprised. First things first, I've heard that the Reflector 3-pack that is supposed to be toy accurate is probably coming out here in Canada in October-ish, I want to say. And apparently it was supposed to be a HasCon exclusive, because they had HasCon in 2017, said they were going to have it every 2 years, and now it's 2019, and they didn't bother to have it again. I guess it didn't work. So apparently that was supposed to be a HasCon exclusive, but apparently it's not the only HasCon exclusive. So I'm not sure if what was supposed to be a HasCon exclusive, I'm thinking maybe as well the 3-pack with the fan vote might have been a HasCon exclusive originally. But that's not the real kind of big spoiler items. In 2020, we may be getting a couple of more, I guess I'll call them box sets. And rumor has it, I'm not even sure what would be included in this, but rumor has it that one is Quintesson based and has something to do with an invasion. And the other apparently is a Sharkticon attack type of box set. Now, does this mean we're getting Quintessons and or Sharkticons? I don't know. I think the Quintessons work well at the MicroMaster point, maybe. I could see them there. Maybe pack a smaller Quintesson with a Sharkticon. I don't know. But that the rumors that I've heard, and take it for rumor, is that we may have Quintessons and Sharkticons coming. I think Quintessons would be very interesting and very far overdue. As for Sharkticons, that Titan's Return Now was a challenge to get, so I think he too would be a welcome addition. Also, I've heard that apparently, because we all know that the listings for the WFC stuff has been WFC-S for the Siege line. Word is that the next line has WFC-E. Now, whether that means evolution, escalation, extrapolation, education, I don't know, but I heard that the next part was going to be called Armageddon. So I don't know, but it looks like it may be something that starts with an E. I'll be interested to see what happens. But that's just a couple of things. So possibly in 2020, possibly Quintessons, possibly Sharkticons, and possibly something with an E. I don't know. We'll see. And maybe you know what? Maybe it's all just rumor and hearsay, and maybe nothing at all will come of it, right? I'm just passing along to you things that I've like seen in threads and on groups and blah blah blah, and, you know, things that have kind of come to my ear, just so you're as in the know about things as I am, or at least as in the know about rumors as I am. Going back here really quickly again. Let's see. The guy's still talking about prices. NASA is sending a helicopter to Mars. That'd be amazing. That is amazing. Are they actually sending a helicopter to Mars? Are you joking, Ninja Bill? Or are they actually sending a helicopter to Mars? Why are they sending a helicopter to Mars? The difference is 1 or 2 toys a year, or a combiner for Christmas. We are buying everything and complain about the cost to collect. Here's Crimson. I think it comes like this. Whether you buy everything or not, you have to know when to draw the line. And there's a difference between being a collector, I think, and being a true addict. And you have to know what the difference is, I think. Some people do, some people don't. Just saying. Let's see. Alicons. Oh man, I'd love to see Alicons. MWG just said it right there. Alicons. I'd love that. I have a couple of Sharkticons. I have a couple of those third-party Quintessons. I would love some Alicons. Absolutely would love it. 2019 is, yeah, Larkin making a good point there about the cost of Fortress Maximus. Yeah, I mean, inflation counts for so much of it for sure. But does it count for everything when we're talking about just figures in the modern era? I think that's where the difference comes in. Yeah, Alicons would be great to see. I didn't know about Sharkticons. I saw Cyberverse Deluxe. Not basically it is Legends from. Yeah, and I think that Cyberverse Knot is basically the Legends, except at the elbow, instead of it being a ball joint, it's a mushroom peg. So he can't actually bend his arm. He can just like rotate it. So I don't know if that works for you. Great. Tomorrow I get the Transformer from the 10-pack missing a wheel. What? Oh, you get what you're okay. I'll be interested to know what this is. Dragonfly tomorrow is getting whatever it is his replacement is, because he had the Siege 10 pack and one of his was missing a wheel, and he contacted the customer service at Hasbro, and surely their customer service will be top notch. And he's getting whatever he's going to get tomorrow. Now, when I contacted them about a missing tire on Punch Counterpunch, if you will recall, if you were around the channel at the time, I ended up not getting the tire that I needed, the 1 gram of plastic that I needed that was used on 9 different figures. No. I got a Ultimate Cyberverse Megatron. What? In no way, shape, or form is that even anything close to rectifying my situation for a missing wheel. That was ridiculous. I can't wait to see what Dragonfly, our good friend here, Dragonfly, gets. Going down here. Guys, and I know I'm missing some, but I'm just, I'm doing the best I can. It's a real thing. Dennis is from the future. I wish if I did, I'd be in a lot better position than I am now, I'm sure. I'd have a lot more subs and stuff, Being a hero and being... That's right. Grim just said it. There's a difference of being a hero and being a memory. All about them Transformers. There's a website, they talk about it there. I want Metroplex. Who doesn't want Metroplex? Metroplex is fabulous. I never get tired of him. But not one who wants to catch them all. And that's a good way to be. You don't have to catch them all. Get what works for you. Like, I haven't been in the Cyberverse line at all. I've never been in the MP line at all. Lux says we aren't getting a good deal as we are getting with the Titans. We aren't good. No, Larkin's right. And he says, for the deluxes, we aren't getting a good deal as we are getting for the Titans. That's true. That's absolutely true. I agree 100%. Below inflation then. I don't know if 150 would be below inflation, but by the time the Fortress Maximuses hit, what is it in the States? Ollie's, that was definitely below retail cost. But I'm going to tell you now, definitely wasn't below production cost. Nothing gets sold below production cost, I promise you. If you believe that it does, I'm telling you now, as somebody who used to work in production and pricing, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because things cost pennies to produce and are marked up crazy amounts. Just saying. Look at the difference between Ironhide and Reflector. Reflector comes with more, but Ironhide is taller. It's about the mass of plastic used, Grim. When I look at Reflector, I'm going to weigh him and his mass in grams next to Ironhide. Let's see how they compare mass-wise, because that's your real telling story, and how they compare to older figures, which is why I've been doing the guilty or innocent when it comes to the price increase. Yeah, Metroplex is too pricey in the aftermarket now, generally. I was lucky that mine wasn't pricey in the aftermarket. Metroplex was 120. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, around here he was 134, unless you went to Costco. He was $89.99 at Costco, Canadian. T-Girls Transformers, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Beginning Transformers I have focus on. Yeah, Maximal 10 has really been focusing in his collection, and I think he's doing the right thing. Because he sees the writing on the wall. Smart move, man. Smart move. I really want a Generations Metroplex, but those blah, 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 blah. Going down 500 in the US, and I'm getting down here now. Metroplex are collecting dust at my local toy. Really, they were collecting dust. I only remember seeing 4 at our Toys R Us. They didn't last long enough to collect dust. However, Predaking did last long enough to collect dust. Hey, Transformers and video games, happy you're here, buddy. And David is out to eat, so there you go. Okay, so the last thing we've got to cover is tomorrow. I hope all you guys are going to drop by tomorrow and get in on the premiere of episode 3 of Universal Collision Allegiances. That's where we're to tomorrow. The story so far, the Autobots from the four corners of the universe making their way back. The Decepticons are chasing them. Tomorrow's episode focuses on, because I really sort of paired up one of the Decepticon factions with one of the Autobot factions, like in pursuit wise. And tomorrow in the episode, it is Optimus's faction that is traveling aboard Skylynx, making their way back. It's going to be his faction and kind of the road back and interactions that they have with Transformers that they discover is also out there in the universe. You mean it's not just our little group? So you start to see some of the story begin to unfold, and some of those interactions and allegiances begin to tie together. And paired with Optimus is really Bludgeon's group. So we're going to see Bludgeon's group traveling back, and Bludgeon's attempt to add to his ranks, knowing that when they finally reach Cybertron, something is going to be happening, and he wants to have as strong of a force as he possibly can. And finally, we will see, I'm going to, for now, just call it a third group, the group with Lockdown and Nemesis Prime that we had at the end of episode 1. We're going to kind of check in with them and see what's happening in their little part of the world. So that's kind of where allegiances will be tomorrow. I hope that you guys will be there to stay current with the story, to see what it is that's on the go. I've been on here now, good, 50 minutes. I think that it's heading on time to probably get out of here. It's been long enough. I know that you guys have things to do with your time as well, your precious time. You know, guys, that I appreciate you coming by. You know how much it means to me when you give me just a little bit of your time. And I very much look forward, of course, for the next time, either here or in one of the premieres, or I don't know, in the live streams or the videos or whatever. Either way, I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here in whatever comes up next. I guess it'll be the premiere tomorrow. Look forward to it. Hope you're looking forward to it. Take care. See you tomorrow.